Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. How y'all doing out there? Hope all is well. I'm using my phone, so I'm having to make sure I look at the right spot. Anywho, I just wanted to jump on really quickly and talk to you all about something. I feel like I'm in such a place of awakening. Y'all know that we are in the midst of what I call an initiation, a world initiation, and so I am not exempt from the initiation. And so, we're approaching this new moon in Gemini, and we are at this spot in the moon phase where the time is primed to release and to let go. And so I'm considering to myself, what is it that we need to release? What is it that we need to let go of? Or myself personally. And I was just thinking about how, and this is I hope that it doesn't sound super crazy, but if y'all want to see how my mind works, because a lot of times people are asking me, how does my mind work? How do I know what I know and everything? And it's from pondering. It's literally from pondering. And so I was sitting and thinking about when I first learned about how the initiations happened in Egypt. And what would happen is, as I've been taught, people who were initiating into the deeper mysteries would be buried in a sarcophagus. And if they survived being in there, which would require that they would have to transcend a mental just this whole mental thing, pierce and go through, different levels of their consciousness and different levels of the illusion. And if they were able to do that, when they came back and opened up the sarcophagus, which of course is a casket, it's made of stone, it's big, it's heavy, it's dense, they were not going to be able to move it, and some people, they would die of being terrified or, just whatever. They didn't make it out. But the ones who could transcend whatever, these different veils and layers of illusion, they would survive when they came back to open the sarcophagus. Well, that's amazing. If you really think about it, that's amazing. And so many people want that deep experience. So many people are, they're chasing these ancient spiritual systems. They are desperate and desirous of initiating into, E5, thinking that they're gonna, be able to just go so deep and find themselves. And I went through a process earlier this year, and I went into it wanting to manifest some particular goals. Greeting, hey honey, how you doing? Goddess, good to see you. Hello, oh hey, how you doing? All right, all y'all up in here, SAI in the house. But so many people they think they're going to access these deep or these old ancient traditions and get something that is, it will help them feel that peace, will help them feel that love and harmony. That's what I was saying. I was a part of this process. It's called Manifestation Babe Academy. And I went in wanting to manifest, a couple of goals. And when I emerged out of this process, because I was like, I'm doing everything she asked me to do, I don't care what it is. this lady knows what she's talking about. I'm just going to go on ahead and do it. And when I emerged, the story that I tell now is I went in there actually to come out of my own personal sarcophagus. See, y'all, our job is to realize we come into this life, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It's a part of the human experience. We fall into a sarcophagus, and it might be a sarcophagus of an identity, of limiting beliefs. It might be a tomb of wounding, hurt, pain. And we're lying in that thing, thinking that we're living, when in all actuality, the actual point of all of this is to come out the freaking sarcophagus. So if we're going to initiate into a spiritual tradition such as E5, we're going to be studying astrology and numerology. All of that will help us to simply remove the layers and the veils that have us in the sarcophagus called the human condition, the human experience. But the goal is to wake up while we are here. The goal is to continue to pierce through the lie, to pierce through the limiting beliefs, to pierce through what happened to me back then, to pierce through it. And to just continue to work and to work and to work until we get to that point where no one moves it. The lid just comes off and we stand in our power and our glory. You know, people who've read the book called Initiation, now there's two. This one is by Elizabeth Haish or something like that, Haich. When we read that book, a lot of us have read that. She talks about her lifetime in Egypt. She talked about a lot of lifetimes. It's been years since I read that book. She talked about a lot of lifetimes, but you know, she talks about this awakening that she had. And so this is what we're doing. The world is in the midst of a great initiation. And each individual is participating in their own individual initiation. And I just see it clear as day. You know, in astrology, we talk about this aspect that I don't hear a whole bunch of astrologers talking about. This is one of the reasons I love doing my weekly readings in my inner circle, because I know which ones we need to be paying attention to. It's not all the time the aspects from week to week. It's the ones that last a real long time. They're very slow and they're very methodical and they're very intense. And this one is Pluto with Jupiter. It is actually one of the ones that's related to becoming a millionaire. So don't be mad if you ain't do all your work and you don't become a millionaire at this time. I done already told you, I'm giving you heads up. You better do your work. All right. And if you don't become a millionaire, you know what? Just doggone it. Get your cha-ching on. But more than that, Jupiter is about expansion of beliefs, higher wisdom, and Pluto is about deep transformation. And one of the things I love in the description, I got this from Lada of Astrolada, is that it helps us to be able to dig into deep reserves. So it really goes back to what I was talking about with the sarcophagus of when we're in that, well, when you think about the people who went through that initiation and they're in that sarcophagus, they have to go deep. They have to go into deep reserves. All right. And we are being given the same opportunity. Why do we act small? Why do we act like, you know, we can't? We're powerless. That's another thing Pluto has to do with. It has to do with operating from your power. So I really encourage you all to come out your tomb, come out your sarcophagus, and start living from your true and authentic self. And the last thing I'm gonna say that I heard from Manifestation Babe that's just ringing, and her name is Catherine actually. Catherine Zinkina, that I hear ringing in my ears right now is, in order to get the life you want, you have to give up the life that you have. Hey, how are you, Priestess? Thank you for joining me. So I appreciate you all for being here with me at this time. And just know that I do have a membership site. I share wisdom every week, and it's deep, powerful, transformative wisdom. It is a weekly wisdom roadmap, is what I call it, to help you navigate your week, to know what's most important. There's no reason for us to be feeling like we're in the dark. You know what I mean? There's no reason for that. And this week, the moon moves into Gemini. And so right now we're at that phase where we really need to get honest with ourselves. What is it that we need to give up right now? So that we can move forward. Because to me, this new moon in Gemini is one of the most important new moons of this year. And I'm going to tell y'all why when you join me on the live that I'm going to do for the new moon in Gemini. Okay? So please, y'all, let's go on ahead. Let's wake up. Please like the video, share the video, and make sure you like and you subscribe to my channel. And I will be letting y'all know when I am going live for that new moon. It'll probably be Thursday, but I'll make sure I put something on the community tab. So y'all be looking out for the community tab for when I will do the new moon video and the one for Gemini. All right. Love y'all. Take care. And remember, let May, the Oracle, be your guiding light. I love y'all. Take care. Peace.